Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Division video. And in today's video we are going to be taking a look at another one of the 5 new gear sets added in the most recent update, Reclaimer. However, unlike the Alpha Bridge set that I reviewed last week, this actually comes with the Underground DLC and not the base 1.3 update, so unfortunately PS4 players, this won't be available for you until August the 2nd. That aside, the Reclaimer set is without a doubt one of the best new gear sets added. Not necessarily for raw DPS or insane tanky potential, but because it's a genuine support set and a set that, when used in a team, can provide devastating results. So, if you guys do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated, and comment down below and let me know what you think. Now, to begin with, just before we dive into the set itself, for those of you guys that are keen to know where you can get this from, while it does have a chance of dropping in the underground, I'm sure you guys have all experienced how rare that can be, and instead most likely have enough blind gear set pieces to open up your own blind gear set shop. So, outside of that, you can also get Reclaimer pieces from the new Dragon's Nest Incursion, from Dark Zone bosses and supply drops, and on rare occasions, heroic missions. And with that out of the way, now let's take a look at the set. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to my buddy and fellow teammate Zupa. He is our team's Reclaimer, and he very kindly let me record some footage of the set on his character. Typically, when a new update comes out, we as a team trade pieces and share gear sets around, so that everyone can get the set that they're after. So in this case, he is our Reclaimer. Now, starting with the 2-piece set bonus, by having 2 pieces of Reclaimer equipped, you get plus 100% support station healing speed, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, is very useful in high-level activities such as incursions, especially the new Dragon's Nest one, where you spend a fair bit of time behind cover inside an immunizer support station field. But if we take a look at this side by side, on the left I do not have the set bonus active, and on the right I do. In both situations I damage myself with a grenade in the firing range, and I'm bleeding as a result, so not only does the right heal faster with the bonus active, obviously, but it also does a better job of counteracting the bleed. Next up, your 3-piece set bonus is plus 50% consumable duration. This one is pretty self-explanatory. With this active, your consumables last longer, be that explosive or incendiary bullets or something like water for increased damage against elites. But again, if you want a quick side-by-side comparison, the left is without the set bonus, so normal consumable duration, and on the right is the bonus active with the plus 50 duration. So it's safe to say that's pretty handy. And finally, the talent that makes this set so amazing, the 4-piece set bonus Reclaimer. Consumables and special ammo used now apply to the whole group and are not consumed on use. Now this is very powerful. Not only does this mean that you have infinite consumables and special ammo, but it also allows you to buff your team, in turn allowing you to assume a true support role and become a buff bot, so to speak. As you can see here, if I use the consumable, I now have explosive bullets active, but if I then take a look at the wheel, you can see that it hasn't consumed any of them. And it's also green to indicate that were I in a team, it'll be applied to them too. So, if I switch over for a second, you can now see that I'm outside with 269 in my party. Upon applying the special ammo, next to his name he has it active too. What's even better is that this has a pretty wide radius, so it's much more generous than, say, the activation field for a signature skill, for example. Also, because the application of the consumable on teammates is considered a buff, it doesn't actually mess with their personal consumable cooldowns. So, there's nothing to stop someone from, say, applying incendiary bullets and a Reclaimer giving them explosive bullets on top. And if you had someone in your team running Firecrest, for example, then they could take greater advantage of that because they could keep the incendiary effect going alongside the explosives. Obviously that would also apply to if you had, say, a second Reclaimer. One of you could pop explosives, one of you could pop incendiary or water or whatever you want, and then your whole team is running with double consumables. And of course if you had 4 Reclaimers, then, you could do the maths. There is actually a bug with this set at the moment on PC that enables players to activate all consumables, but that is something that will hopefully be fixed very soon. So let's just ignore that for the time being. Now, what I want to talk about quickly is your consumable cooldown. See, while this set does have infinite consumables and the ability to apply it to your team, it does still abide by the usual consumable cooldown timer, which in most situations is longer than your average skill cooldown. However, with some clever talent usage, you can actually speed this up quite considerably. See, the talent triage, despite its description, actually affects cooldowns of consumables as well as skills. And if you saw my sticky bomb build way back when the game first came out, you'll remember that if you're in a team, using triage in conjunction with a healing skill was a quick way to finish your cooldowns. Well, that same logic applies to consumables. As you can see here, I've just activated explosive bullets. If I then throw down a first aid on the ground and get 269 to walk in and out of it, you can see that cooldown meter jump. And were I to do this with a team of 3 or 4, then that cooldown would be pretty much instant. So it is actually possible, while playing as a team, to maintain almost 100% uptime on consumables and special ammo. Quite how long this set is going to remain like this, I honestly don't know. I mean, it seems a little bit too good at times. It is amazing in PvE. I absolutely love having almost permanent explosive bullets because it's a quick way to blitz through high level content, but I can sympathise with people on the receiving end of this in the Dark Zone. Truth be told, this would still be a great set even if it did consume the consumables, because then it would still be great for buffing your team. It'd just mean there was a finite limit to how many times you could do it. But either way, that's a topic for another time. Now, just before I wrap up this video, there is one more thing I want to throw into the mix, and that is Caduceus. If I jump back to my character for a second with my Alpha Bridge build, you guys know that I run Caduceus alongside my G36 to get cool-headed. And the reason I'm talking about that, as I'm sure you guys can probably predict, is that cool-headed also affects the cooldown on consumables and not just skills as advertised. So again, if I pop explosive bullets here, you can see that the cooldown has just begun. If I then land a few headshots, it's finished. So yeah, there are a lot of ways to speed up and basically eliminate any sort of consumable cooldown, and that in turn further boosts this set's effectiveness. But putting all of that aside for 1 minute, the thing that I really do like about this set is that it allows people to play a support role without necessarily having to sacrifice their stats. Prior to this set's introduction, if you wanted to go support, that typically meant you spec'd skill power, at the expense of either firearms or stamina/toughness. And while high skill power builds are great, they also come with their limitations. However, the Reclaimer allows a player to support their team while still maintaining the attribute that they want. You could still spec the set for firearms and aim for some high DPS stats and also have the ability to buff your team. True, skill power would be better suited because you then also get better use out of the support station bonus, but regardless, you have options. So in short, Reclaimer is a great new gear set with some amazing utility, even more so when used in a team. And that's it. That is my take on the new set. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.